Hey guys, so I just wanted to drop this video. I know this set's been out for a little while actually now. I'm actually kind of behind. My work's kept me pretty busy. It's why I've pretty much, I'm doing about one video a week. Um, this set, the celebration set, which celebrates the 20th anniversary, pretty big set. I mean, everyone was pretty much waiting for it. I thought what was interesting, or what I'm starting to see, in my opinion, and I'm interested to see what others have to say, is we're seeing some card values drop. Not necessarily for this set, although I think we'll see this set continue to fluctuate in price. Now, I do think the set is kind of neat. They did make some changes to some reprints, so it's not 100% like a reprint, like right over here. It's a pretty awesome full art version of like the original card. I have to admit, that's pretty cool. Um, uh, so yeah, there's definitely some new cards here, which is nice. But what I'm getting at in terms of where I think they've made a mistake, and I get what they were going for. They were giving people the opportunity, and I thought it was really interesting. Like, I understand the big three, and I don't know where Venusaur is. I know, yep, Venusaur for some reason they didn't put with the other two. Weird choice as well. Um, but what's interesting to me is I think they accidentally just hurt the value of these cards. In fact, they probably actually hurt the value of this card even more because this is a double Pikachu here. Um, like this one may actually get more value than the original ever did, which would be very interesting. Um, but for the big three, it definitely seems like they hurt the value of the people who originally held the base set cards. I don't think it hurt base set 2 as much, and here's the reasons why. As far as I'm tracking, they don't do a good job really showing the holofoil pattern, but as far as I'm tracking, the holofoil pattern for these cards is the exact same as the base set card. So at least with base set 2, like not only did you have the little symbol that differentiated the little number 2, but the actual holo pattern was different, and the card identifier number on the bottom right was different. The only difference that you have between this and the base set card is the 25th celebrations icon. The number identifier is the same at the bottom, and I believe, and this isn't showing it very well, but from pictures that I've seen from sellers, the holofoil pattern is the same as base set. Now, granted, I think what they were going for is they were going for giving people the opportunity to relive that moment at a less costly amount. And essentially, that's what they technically did with base set 2 when they did base set 2. Granted, there wasn't much of a year difference between base set 1 and base set 2. I think base set 2 came out maybe 2-4 years later after base set 1. And base set 2 really didn't, I mean, off the bat, originally it did, as people didn't really see much of a difference and thought nothing of it. And then, of course, as years passed on, the cost difference started to have a huge gap. So yeah, sadly I don't have these cards in hand. I would actually love to get a few of these. We'll see what happens with the price. I actually haven't taken a look at the 25th Celebrations box. Uh, but yeah, this is, I think they really hurt the value of the big three because the only differentiator is this here. And now people have a much easier chance of getting these in 9s and 10s. And so they're getting the artwork, they're getting all the original stats, the original number. The only difference is that. And this is basically a collector's edition. Um, and I think they probably just obliterated the value of the original card. I don't know why this Dark Gyarados was chosen. It's very interesting that they chose very specific cards. Like the big three makes sense to me. Some of the Pikachu, since that's what they use for the 25th celebrations, makes sense to me. Um, the fact that they only did certain legendaries is weird. The fact that they didn't do just alternate versions of the big three throughout their different sets would have made more sense. But yeah, they just kind of chose some random cards, in my opinion. I don't think this looks really good. Like, I think this one definitely is not going to increase in value compared to the original, because it just seems so misplaced. Same with this, same with this, same with this. Like, the fact that they didn't just choose normal Zapdos was interesting, although, I mean, if you ask me, this is one of the coolest arts of Zapdos, so, I mean, that makes sense if you're doing it for cool factor. They just picked Shining Magikarp. I think they were really going for a way to almost hurt the original people. They even got a Gold Star Umbreon. That was really unnecessary for them to do that with this set. I don't know if they were trying to break the value of original people, and I think the timing was really poor of them if that was their choice. And the reason why is we've already had a gigantic drop in value, and I'll make a separate video on that. I don't know, let me know what you think. Like, I also figured they would have, I know it would have been a huge set, but there's actually no reason why they really couldn't have done it. Granted, it would have probably made printing way more of a hassle, but there's really no reason why. Like, I don't understand the mixed set idea. Like, they should have just done one set as the reprint with this symbol. Like, if you're going to pull certain cards from base set, do all of base set, and then do a few special cards like these to make the set a little bit more memorable. Like, this is really cool. I would love to get this, in my opinion. But it doesn't make sense that they just pulled cards from different sets and then slapped the 25th celebrations on. Unless there was a vote that I'm missing. Was there a vote where people voted what cards they want? I just don't see people voting and saying, yeah, I want Cosmog, Cosmoon, and Lunala in this 25th celebration set. I don't see that. I don't see people voting and saying I want multiple versions of Mew. Zekrom kind of makes sense because, you know, Zekrom is like a partner Pokemon for Pikachu in a lot of the cards. Like, you know, I can never pronounce him. Viltal. It makes no sense that that's Groudon. Like, they should have just picked one set, or maybe like 2 to 3 sets, and made those all part of the 25th celebrations. I granted understand if they did 3 sets, it would have made this set specifically huge, but it's not undoable. Like, it's not impossible to do. So I don't know why they didn't go for that. Like, the fact that they just picked these random ones, like, oh yeah, no, let's throw these in there. Venusaur makes sense, you know, in terms of what they were going for, like, anniversary-wise. Like, it doesn't make sense. Especially if you're going to say 25th anniversary, and you're going to do an anniversary set, it should be of the set that it is the 25th anniversary for. It's not the 25th anniversary for all of these cards. It's 25th anniversary for the company. And it would have made sense to done, like, even if it would all just been Japanese, like, I think even the Americans still would have bought it up. Like, it's kind of silly, because a lot of these cards are not in the 25th age category at all. I don't know, let me know what you think, and I'm going to do a separate video in terms of what I was talking about with costs right after this.